gonna wait for you guys to tune in. I'm very low on energy today, but I will do my best. How's everyone doing? Come on in. Good morning, Rural Live. Let me put my phone number here. In the meantime, hi Facebook and hi Instagram, and hi YouTube. Sorry guys, I'm just typing in my phone number so I can pin it, and then we can get right into it. Today, I don't have any topics per se, so feel free to just jump right in and ask your questions. I'm going to try and get to as many as I can with the time I have. Okay. So, it's pinned. Let me make sure my tripod sits. Okay, so guys, my name is Aisha Chidoe. I'm an immigration lawyer. I represent clients all over the United States and internationally with their family immigration matter. If you'd like to immigrate to the United States, I'll be happy to assist you. Our phone number here is 407-995-6567. As I said, I don't have a lot of energy today. I didn't get much sleep. It's been a very, very stressful morning for me. But I had promised you guys I was going to come on here. So I'm going to just power through as many as I can. Forkan Erwin says, good morning. Thank you. Good morning to you as well. Salia Mother says, hi, good morning. On my USCIS account, I was seeing my case progress counting down all the way to 1 week. Then that progress option disappeared. Should I be worried? No, you shouldn't be worried. Don't really care about what the progress counts say. It really doesn't matter. It's never really accurate in the first place. When they make a decision, they'll make a decision. They never follow that. So don't allow that to stress you out, okay? Hi, Patricia from New Jersey. How are you? Please, if I'm converting is what I think you're trying to say, from an I-130 to an I-360 widow, what am I expected, please? I mean, I'm not sure what you're asking me, but typically if you filed an I-130 petition and your spouse passed away, USCIS will automatically convert your I-130 to an I-360 once you notify them and provide a birth certificate. If it ends up being after, the 2-year mark, then you have to then submit a new I-360 and just pay for it at that time. Let's see, what other questions do I have here? How long does it take after you file for VAWA for it to get approved? VAWA takes some time. It could take anywhere from like 2 years to 2.5 years. Most people will fall in that window. There are obviously some people whose applications will be approved earlier, or some people whose applications will be approved later. And usually it's because there's something missing, or there might be an issue. But this is the average. During that time, if you're eligible for a work permit or a travel permit, it's a good time to get one. That way, while your case is pending, at least, you have a work permit and a travel permit. And as you guys know, USCIS is now given 5-year employment authorization. Now, keep in mind, because they're given 5-year employment authorization doesn't mean that your case is going to take 5 years, but they're just trying to reduce some of the backlog that they experience because people are putting in renewal applications and stuff like that. The advanced parole, which is a travel permit, is not being extended for 5 years. This is just for the work permit. And keep in mind that if your case is denied before that 5-year mark, so is the work permit. Okay? He says beautiful hair. Thank you very much. Remigen, good morning. Good morning, Abara. Hoochie, good morning. Good morning, Kinsey. Elizabeth, thank you. Chaturi, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me scroll down to the questions. Guys, I am so sorry. I'm sure you guys can tell, like, my energy is so low. I've taken Tylenol. I just don't have a lot of energy this morning. Can you have two I-485s, adjustment of status, running in parallel? No, they're going to deny one of them to make a decision on one. So you have to determine which one, you know. Oh, Patricia said I answered her question while she was typing. That's good. So basically, you're going to have to figure out which one before USCIS makes the decision for you and removes one of them. Because basically that's your green card application. So one of them is going to give you the green card. Okay. After the 360 is approved, my I-485 interview was scheduled to the wrong field office, requested to transfer the case to the correct USCIS office. How long will it take to schedule a new interview? Honestly, this is a really hard question to answer because it's different for everyone. So I can't tell you accurately. I will tell you that we had that recently happen with a client of ours where they were scheduled to the wrong field office, and it took about 30 days for them to reschedule. So hopefully you will have the same, luck. Firkin says, after getting a prima facie determination letter, after getting a receipt, how long does it take to get a prima facie determination letter? Firkin is referring to if you submit a VAL application. When you do submit a VAL application, if you meet the minimum requirements for pre-approval, you'll usually get what we call a prima facie determination letter. That will typically come anytime between 3 to 5 months for most people. Sometimes you may not get it because there's something missing in your application, and then they'll send you like a request for additional evidence, or sometimes they send it and it doesn't get to you, or sometimes they do give the prima facie, but they won't send it. And I know this because it's happened for some of our clients, and then after we inquired, it was like, oh, sorry, we had this here, but we just never sent it. So that's the timeline. How long does it take for an I-485 to be scheduled for an interview after the VAL is approved? Timeline varies by field office. Like I generally say, if after 6 months we've not heard anything, we want to just do like an inquiry to make sure, especially if it's an abeyance case where the person had an I-485 before they submitted their VAWA application and they said, please hold the I-485, let me do the VAWA. In those cases, I'm always particularly concerned that the transferring of files wasn't done. So after 6 months, if nothing, we definitely want to reach out to field office just to see, what's going on with that. Good morning. I'm married to a U.S. citizen. Oh, your question just disappeared. You see, guys, while I'm trying to read, the questions just disappear. Krampus says, do you have jurisdiction in Georgia? Are you speaking about me in particular? Yeah, we do have, I'm sitting right in our Georgia office. Our main headquarters is in Georgia. I'm licensed in Georgia, and really it doesn't even matter if I was licensed in Georgia or not, as long as I'm a licensed attorney, because immigration is a federal law, and I can be licensed in any state in the United States. However, just for information purposes, I'm a licensed attorney here in Georgia, a licensed attorney in Florida, and also a licensed attorney in New York. Okay. Calvin says, I booked an appointment with your firm yesterday. I thought I could speak to you, but I was referred to someone else. So Calvin, I'm not the only attorney at my firm. I have some associate attorneys that work with me. So sometimes it depends on availability. If my schedule is booked, they may book you with one of the other attorneys. But I do promise you guys that my other attorneys are very capable of consulting with you and assessing whether or not you have a legal case, and you can ask any of our clients here who have worked with myself or any of my staff or my associates. We work together here as a team. Nothing leaves my office without my final review, revision, and counsel. So whether you schedule a consult with her or not, ultimately the decision to hire will still rest with me after we evaluate your consultation and making sure that you qualify and that God willing, we can get you a good result. So just do the consultation and hopefully it'll go well. Okay. All right. what is the wait time for application for a green card parent? Kevin, the wait time really depends on what where you are. So are you here in the United States? Or are you outside the United States? So if your child is over 21 and a US citizen and is filing for you in the United States, give or take, right now we're seeing anywhere from like 9 months to like 13 months. If you're consular processing, the decision, the timeline will vary depending on the country you're from. For instance, like we have a client from Tanzania where we did they just got documentary qualified not too long ago, and they're scheduled for an interview in November. So from a timeline perspective for those particular clients, it could probably take maybe, like 18 months, which for consular processing is reasonable. Whereas, it might be from like Nigeria or like Jamaica, where you're looking more at like a 24-month process or longer for consular processing. So it just, really depends what country you are, where they are. Silfred on Facebook says, do you work with persons who live in other states? I work with people or anyone who lives in any of the 50 United States or even internationally that want to immigrate to the United States. Location is not a problem. We have many ways in which we assist clients outside the US, and we have a very streamlined process here at our firm and systems that help us to make it easy for our clients who are not local to us. So yes, we do. Robert, I hope that answers your question about jurisdiction. We take cases in every single state. Ali, we take clients in Massachusetts. That's a lot of the questions today. We take clients in all 50 states, guys. So, don't worry about it. It's right there in our profile. How long does it take to send the receipt notice after submitting an application? Receipt notice depends on what kind of case you're filing. If there's a filing fee that was paid, I find that most cases where you don't submit a filing fee, that those receipt notices take the longest. It could take several months. VAWA used to take 4 to 6 weeks. Now you see 3 to 5 months for receipts. Personally, I think it's ridiculous, and I'm hoping that some of the things that you're doing will clear some backlog, but that's just kind of what the timeline is. Nana says, it's been 9 months since I filed for and received my prima facie. Please, when is it likely to get a work permit? Nana, it will depend on if you submitted an adjustment of status application with your work permit. If you submitted one with your work permit, you're in the window that you might get one soon. So it just all depends. At what point do you submit the medicals during the I-130 application? Does it go with the initial application or submitted upon request? So you don't submit medicals with the I-130 application. You submit medicals with the I-485 application. There used to be a time where it made sense to just do your medical and take it with you to the interview, just because, a lot of changes were happening a few years ago, where by the time it's time for your interview, the changes for COVID has happened or something else. But now, because they are bypassing some interviews, not all, in order for you to be eligible for that interview bypass, it's recommended that when you are sending your I-485 that you submit it with your medical so that you can at least be in the running for that. Do keep in mind that they are still requiring that you have the COVID vaccination to get your medical signed off and sent to USCIS. Okay. Olufunke Law says, after receiving C31, how long should I get called for an I-485 interview and medical? I filed concurrently and approved for VAWA and May. Congratulations. So that's May, June, July, August, September, October. So it's possible that you get it around now. We see most people getting around that 6-month-ish time where they'll send an RFE asking for medical or the I-485. So hopefully that's what it is that you're getting, right, soon. Um, when can I file my N400? I got married 5 years ago, and my green card is over 3 years. Still in a marriage, though. Thank you. Congrats to you, Jumanji. You are eligible now to file if you've been married for more than 3 years, and you have your green card for more than 3 years, and you and your spouse you had your green card for 3 years, and you and your spouse continue to live in marital harmony, meaning you're living together in continuous marital union. You can submit your citizenship application as long as there's nothing else that you're not disqualified from. If you're no longer married, but you got your green card through marriage, you have to wait 5 years to submit it if you're not going to be doing it with your spouse. Okay. My son is a citizen. He filed for adjustment of my status since March 2022. It's approved, but I'm waiting to do my biometrics. I sent in an I-485 since May. You should have sent in your I-485 at the same time you sent in your I-130, and that's why it's taking you so long. If you only sent in your I-485 in May, you're kind of going to have the same timeline, which is like 9 to 13 months. For you to get that approval. Okay. Richie says, good morning. What's the best time to give you a call? Now, you can call us right now, 407-995-6567. One of my team will be here to schedule you for a consultation, but generally, our lines are open from basically 8:30 to 7 p.m. every weekday, and on Saturdays from 10 to 12. I gotta check. I can't even remember. So you can call us anytime then. Okay. Is it okay for my mailing address to be different from my permanent address? It's okay as long as your mailing address is somewhere that's reliable where they can mail documents to you. My husband's sister filed for him and his ex-wife, and they were approved since 2010. Nothing further was done. We got married recently. I'm a U.S. citizen. Can I file for him now? There's a lot to unpack, and I'm going to go out on a limb because you've not given me all the information to make an assessment based on what you've said. Since you're saying that your husband's sister, it's obviously a sibling application and it was filed in 2010. As you know, you may not know, sibling applications can take anywhere from like 16 to 18 years. And if you're from certain countries, it can take up to like 20 to 23 years, right? So if we're still at year 13, he's still in the process where even if an I-130 is approved, visas are not available yet. So he still cannot technically file. So if you're a U.S. citizen, when I say file, meaning for the green card, he can only have the I-130. So if you're a U.S. citizen, you are in the best position to file for your husband because he will basically skip the timeline and go from a priority category to an immediate relative, which means unlimited visas, unlimited green cards. So if you apply for him, you're going to see more of a timeline of anywhere from 9 to like 13 months, sometimes even earlier. So definitely go ahead and file for him. Sexy SL says, can you do Connecticut also? Is that what you're asking? Are you saying, do we take cases in Connecticut? Yes, we work with clients in every single state. Krampus says, but I want to work with you specifically though. I promise you, Crampe or Crampe Star Plus, you are working with me. Speaking with anybody here, it doesn't mean you're not working with me. You are working with me. There's absolutely no case. I don't know how other people do it, and they're different from, but there's absolutely no case that I don't work on. There's absolutely none that I don't work on. that I can promise you. But I'm one human being, so I can't get to all those consultations because sometimes I think for many of us, we come on here live and we talk, and people think that maybe we don't have any, like, I am also a married woman, and I also have children, and I try to balance my life. Like, if I could take consults all day, I will. I'm here most days. I work late. I'm probably the first person here, the last person here. But we as adults know when we and recognize when we need help or assistance. And because I have another attorney consulting or reviewing something before I do like a final assessment or review, doesn't mean that you won't get the same level of service. So, Krem, I am promising you that regardless of who you speak with in a consultation, you are definitely getting the same level of service, because if you hire us, I will still be working on your case. That is a promise. And you can ask anybody here who's a client. That being said, if you still say, you know what, I don't want to speak to anybody else, I want to schedule a consult with you, then you just have to get on the calendar. It just means that your appointment might just be later. So I don't know what date your appointment is for, but if I'm booked out a month and a half, most people don't necessarily want to wait that long, so they would, book it with one of my other associates. So you can also do that. Okay. One more question, guys, and then I have to jump off. I have 3 years with my green card through VAWA. I divorced. When can I do my citizenship? Good for you. On your VAWA green card, you can apply for citizenship after 3 years of having your green card if you got your green card through VAWA. So this would be a good time. I mean, there are other things that, of course, have to be screened to make sure you meet the eligibility requirement, but you can file now. All right, guys, I got to jump off. I'll talk with you guys. I don't know what my calendar looks like today, this for the rest of the week, but I'll try and come on live at least once or twice again this week. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.